This is a step-by-step guide to laser cutting. You may get asked in an exam to explain the stages of how the laser cutting process works. Now, laser cutters come in different shapes and sizes, but the principle is the same whether manufacturing in school or in industry. Laser cutting is an example of CAM, computer-aided manufacture. Laser cutters typically found in schools cut and engrave sheet materials such as ply, MDF, acrylic, and even cardboard. You can achieve curves through a method called kerf bending as shown here, so you are not limited to just boxy shapes. The color comes from the material you place in the machine. The laser cutter and engraver does not print any color. Here's an example of someone getting creative with corrugated card by turning a flat sheet of material into a 3D model of a cat. More powerful or industrial machines are even strong enough to cut and engrave metal, as shown in this video clip. Now, the first step in laser cutting is to prepare your design in the software of your choice. We are using Techsoft V3, but you can use any software that can create an SVG file. The laser cutter does not read bitmaps. It reads points, like coordinates on a graph that the laser follows on an XY axis. Now, you should have planned the areas you would like engraved and which areas you would like cut. Our rule is black lines cut and red lines engrave. Export the file as an SVG. The file will then need to be uploaded to the software connected to our laser cutter. We import our SVG file to software called Lightburn before assigning the different colors of line in the CAD drawing to different tasks. For example, black to cut and red to engrave. The power measured in pulses of light emitted and speed settings are adjusted. Cut settings are different for each material depending on the thickness and the material properties. Engraving settings are different based on your desired aesthetic. There are health and safety rules when using laser cutters in schools. You must never leave it unattended as there is a risk of material catching fire. It should only work with a safety key, and please familiarize yourself with the emergency stop button. After turning on your machine, use the cursors to position the laser over your material. We focus the laser by adjusting the bed height using the up and down buttons. The beam is focused on the surface of the material being worked. The laser lens needs to be clean for it to be accurate and effective. The red dot you see is not the actual laser. It marks the starting point of the laser head. Position it to the top right corner of your material to minimize waste. We set a datum point, which is your starting point or reference origin. Turn on your extractor and filtration system. Keep the door to the laser cutter closed while in operation, and once the job is finished, do not immediately open the door. Allow some time for the extraction to work before taking out the material. Here is the result. A quick example of my computer-aided design turned into a physical object using a laser cutter, which is an example of computer-aided manufacture.